Hey there, compliance officers and administrators. One of our users saw that we'd rebranded and sent me a note. Hey there, Brian. I like the name Workhub, but what's with the Black Swan logo? Well, today's video will introduce you to the Black Swan problem and why it's relevant for workplace compliance. Edward James Smith said the following: "I have never been in an accident of any sort we're speaking about. I never saw a wreck and have never been wrecked, nor was I ever in any predicament that threatened to end in disaster of any sort." What's tragic about that quote is that E.J. Smith was captain of the Titanic. He was blind to the coming catastrophe because of the extremely low probability of certain events, like icebergs. Here's a statistic you might take exception to, but that is an undeniable truth. 100% of accidents are unexpected. No one climbs on a roof expecting to fall off or sets out on a road trip expecting to crash. Yet after the fact, accident investigations will almost always determine that accidents were foreseeable and preventable, yet accidents happen. Why? It's because of the Black Swan problem, or more accurately, the theory of black swan events was made famous by a mathematician and Wall Street option trader named Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Taleb used the black swan metaphor to describe an event that comes as a surprise, has a major effect, and is often inappropriately rationalized after the fact, with the benefit of hindsight. The term black swan is based on an ancient saying which presumed that only white swans existed. Black swans were impossible until they weren't. Black swans do exist, but are exceedingly rare, so we tend to not expect them, or worse, disbelieve in them. So how does the black swan metaphor tie into Workhub and the business problem we're trying to help our customers solve? Compliance practices, as they exist today in every business, are trying to prevent and mitigate black swan events. An HR policy is meant to discourage harassment. Hard hats are meant to avoid objects falling on someone's head. And a defibrillator is meant to restore a heartbeat in the event of a heart attack. The problem is that workplace harassment rarely happens, and objects rarely fall on someone's head. And let's work through the third example, the chance of a heart attack. I went to a website called Project Big Life and answered some questions to determine the chances of me having a heart attack. I entered my age, whether I smoke, how much I drink, and so on. The results came back. 1.4% chance of me having a heart attack in the next 5 years. That sounds scary. It is scary. Until you divide that by 5 years, then by 52 weeks, and then by 7 days. You get 0.0008% chance of me having a heart attack or stroke today. Well, today, I'm probably not going to make those lifestyle changes. Why? Because I live and work in the moment, and the probability in the moment is so small that I don't worry about a heart attack. I don't give my kids an extra hug before I head off to work. I'll often choose a side of fries instead of salad with my lunch, and I have yet to invest the $1,300 to get a defibrillator for the office. You see the problem? It's the Black Swan problem. I cannot imagine needing the defibrillator. Yet if enough of us keep eating bacon for breakfast, somebody's eventually going to need to be resuscitated. The software tools in Workhub help organizations and their stakeholders respect the black swan, respect the improbable. Our software pushes compliance initiatives to the forefront. Workhub ensures that policies are read and acknowledged, that standard operating procedures identify hazards, that inspections are completed, that deficiencies are corrected, and that lessons learned are communicated in bulletins or at safety meetings. The list of compliance best practices managed in Workhub is extremely long, but the point is, when left to their own devices, workers might otherwise discount the probability of catastrophic events and put off what's necessary to remain compliant. Without a system like Workhub, the stakeholders in your organization might not be protected from black swan events. 1 in 115,000 chance of death by dog bite. Where's Chloe?